There we go. We are live, up and running. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is night 3 of 4 here on this extravaganza of broadcasting. Of course, we had Thursday and Friday for CCR. Tonight we are back for the first time in about a month on the channel for Primetime. And there's Saturday night Shootout. Both Daytona and Talladega on tap for tonight. As always, 20% in both races. And we got a real treat here tonight because joining me is a man who I have not called an online race in a very long time with. And it is so awesome to have Joe Rutkowski, back up here with me again. Thanks for hopping in, man.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to be back doing an online race. Happy to see what these guys have in store for their finale of the season.
So we are going to be getting things started here in just a couple minutes as happy hour is winding down here. Still actually in the early part of the season, actually. We're streaming, of course, the full series, and tonight's just night 5 of, I want to say 12. So, still got a lot of racing left for the year. And for the season, which right now, Greg Lovell leading the point standings. He is here tonight as well, so going to try and extend that point lead as best as he can. Smaller field here with about 12 drivers, it looks like. And among that field is going to be as follows. Lotto qualifying for tonight, so it was all randomized. I somehow ended up with the pole, which is very funny. But actually starting on pole will be Eric Lovell. Pat McCarskey will then be in second, I suppose, or just the entire inside lane move up. Which in that case, I would put Billy Elliser on pole, but regardless, it's a super speedway, so it don't really matter. So Eric Lovell, Pat McCarskey, Billy Elliser, Greg Lovell, Bobby Farrell, Tim Anderson, Randy Waugh, which shout out there as he popped into chat. Mike Mangialardi, Brian Lovell, Graham McDonald, the man putting all this on, of course. And then you got rounding out the field, Doug Hulick and Keith Bynum. So again, smaller field, but a good competitive group of guys there. You got, oh yeah, Greg isn't even, looks like, oh, there he is. So on that note, as we are just about to kick into the race session for the first race of 2 tonight, it's 40 laps at Daytona to start things off. Moderate damage as per usual, fixed setup, and still on 3x for the pit frequency, so we'll be seeing these guys going about only really about 12 laps is probably going to be the number. So you'll be 3-stopping it here for sure. Of course, also just trying to keep it clean, and green's going to be the name of the game, and try to be in it with a chance. Just in the lead draft. That's always the #1 priority. We're just about to get this thing going. Let's see. Yeah, not too much else that I can think of here. I know FRN also live at the moment, so I always encourage everyone to check that out, of course. A lot of Tuesday nights, it's always myself and TarnationTV broadcasting, so we always kind of shout each other out a little bit. So I'll do the same to FRN and what Seth's doing. But again, having Joe back up in the booth with me once again, and Joe, a very well-versed guy in the world of NR2003, particularly offline, all the way back to recording your computer screen with a different computer. We're doing a lot of reminiscing before we got this started. So, hey, it's like I said, we all start somewhere. Field is getting gridded up here. I will hop on and off track, and then we will look at getting ready here. As man, I would Very much like to have stayed on track there. If I was starting on pole, that would have been pretty sweet, but no, we can't have nice things around here. I kid, of course.
Hey, you start on pole, it would start third and pushed you, man.
We would have dominated this thing, tell you what. Field's going to roll off here. And again, you have a bit of a mishmash field here with the random qualifying. You know that some guys are definitely going to be finding each other to try and help each other out, particularly the Big Stone Gap guys, that being all the Lovels in this race, and Tim Anderson as well. All those guys from, of course, the same area, Big Stone Gap, Virginia. So they're going to be the main ones to watch out for. But of course, Mike Vangelardi, Randy Waugh, Graham McDonald, all these guys are going to be in it with a good chance, especially with the smaller field that we've got. So just going to make it even more competitive. Joe, I know it's been a while since you've called one of these online races. I guess I will just ask you, any particular expectations, thoughts you might have as we are just about to get this party started?
Well, I'm not expecting too much craziness. You know, these guys are skilled professionals out here. So I think, as you mentioned, they're going to be taking it calm. A lot of pit stops to go through for such a short race, you know, with that 3 times tire and fuel wear. So, you know, I'm just going to, I think we're going to see some nice, smart racing. Then those final, you know, maybe 5 to 10 laps, that's when it's going to pick up and we'll start to see the action. But until then, it's about setting yourself up for the end of it.
Yeah, to just be in it, in the lead draft by the time that final pit stop occurs. And after that point, you have a good chance of trying to make some noise. Pace car is going to make the turn down pit road here. The front row will consist of Billy Ellisor and Eric Lovell for the first of 2 races tonight. First off, it is Daytona, and we are getting this thing going for 40 laps. Welcome back to Primetime on the channel, everybody. We are green for night 5 of the season. Inside lane, the place to be here on this start. Ellisor is going to lead the first lap, pushed by Bobby Farrell. Randy Waugh is going to try to poke to the outside. Not going to get any help at the moment. Eric Lovell, Pat McCarskey dropping back there just a little bit. But now they're going to catch up to that 21, and that middle lane, as we know, being a little more grippy than the bottom. Going to get some pretty good momentum up there. I think that to anyone who hasn't seen too much racing from these guys as of yet, you will definitely see that the middle line has a lot of potential as far as gaining ground, making up spots, because you could get way more momentum going up there with it being a little more gripped up, a little easier to handle. The bottom lane, obviously the shortest way around, but it tends to get a little tight. Car wants to push up just a little bit more as compared to the middle and high side. So with the smaller field, we'll see if that will indeed be the case. Randy Waugh looks like he's already slowly starting to inch his way back forward.
I was going to say, you can already see it with the 21 that he had fallen back there by about 3 or 4 cars, but once he got help behind him, started to immediately come back up there and pulled alongside now the 3rd car on the inside. So that outside has less cars, but as you mentioned, more gripped up. So a lot easier. You know, you can let the car roll around through there. You don't have to put as much wheel into it as you're in the middle lane as well. So that middle is working. Less cars, you know, about only 3 up there at the moment that are really helping out. There's about 5 or 6 on the bottom that are helping out. But that car count up top doesn't matter because they just, you know, they just have everything going for them, and it's maybe the better place to be. And We'll have to see if they get a few more cars up there with them. If it might not prevail here in the coming laps, or if everyone's just kind of cautious and tentative at the moment, just content to be where they are at the moment.
Yeah, at this point in the race, you definitely can't fault them again with the smaller field size. You just kind of want to make it through the pit stops. But right now, Randy Waugh continues to remain next to both of the levels there on the inside. Brian in that tie number 44. Greg in the 088, the Mountain Dew machine. Looks like Billy Ellsworth keeps kind of debating about going up there and joining them, as now the run's coming. Gonna get up to the second car. That's Bobby Fail in the 7. And if he gets a good enough push here from Eric Lovell, he may be able to get there. Oh, it's nearly into the quarter panel. Ooh, don't put him in the circle hole. That could have been dodgy, but and no pun intended with the fact that Randy was driving a Dodge. But here we go.
It was dodgy no matter what manufacturer that was.
Yeah, to dodge something. But yeah, now they've got the 4th and 5th car in line up there with Keith Bynum and Doug Huliger back there. Randy Waugh to the point. Corey's going to love that. Shout out to Corey, of course. We always got to mention him when watching these things. But we'll see if the 21 could try to get clear here off of turn 2. Because, yep, there's the shorter way around playing nice there for Elliser. He's got Bobby Farrell behind him, pushing him. And then 2 very accomplished Superspeedway racers behind them there. But Randy Waugh showing the muscle there, and then outside lane now with more cars. Roll Tide's going to get clear for now.
Now the question is, if he can stay clear, what does he do, right? You have to think that maybe he just wants to ride the middle, stay with Greg, who got him up there, and or excuse me, that's it's not Greg.
That's Eric.
That's Eric. There's too many levels. Sorry, but
be glad Dan's not here. There would have been a 4th.
He was surrounded by them. He had 2 to the inside, 1 behind him. I think he just wanted to get away from all of them. So I'm going to the lead. I can get away from at least 2 of them. Just have Eric behind me. But it'll be interesting. It's great to see that these 2 lines are so evenly matched. The bottom comes back through the corners. The outside has it down the straights a little bit. That was very close, but it's nice to see how equal these lines are. And the question is, if the 21 can ever get clear, or if the 26 can ever get clear back, what do they do? This is I was thinking they would keep it calm for it's lap 7 of 40, and they have some pit stops to come. They're doing the complete opposite, Andrew.
They are looking pretty iffy. Ellis are getting to the door of the 21. Side drafting does not exist in this game, but you swear it does. I think a part of that also just plays into the handling of that inside lane. It just wants to push. You have to give it that little bit more wheel, and if you're not ready for it, it will catch you off guard. I think we will especially see that at these guys' version of Talladega. Of course, it is Primetime Superspeedway, but it is pretty much just a modded Talladega. And it'll be the more of the same. The bottom lane pushes, the middle and top are way smoother. So, you have that advantage-disadvantage in both lanes of shorter way around versus more grip. I think Elliser has been caught up by that a couple times. Now he's got some separation between himself and Farrell. A big shove to the 21 is now going to get Eric just about clear in the number 80. Pat McCarskey also looking really strong and pushing those guys. What's that 97? He definitely has some potential to win this thing, as the 80 is going to drop down as well. The 21. I bet you that's in preparation for pit stops here in just a couple laps.
Yeah, I was going to make that point, is that pit stops are coming up soon with how frequent they're going to have to pit here, and that you want to get down to the bottom whenever you can. You want to pit with you normally want to pit with a group of people, and you would hope that everyone knows how to enter pit road in a nice, clean fashion. But you never do know. Pitting with other people can have its disadvantages as well. But I would think at this, you want to have at least one partner, if not 2. And you want to be on the bottom to make that move to pit road. So I think, like you mentioned, that's in preparation for pit stops. But you can see the handling is starting to go. Wait a little bit. Lava was pushing up there. Eric, that is, was pushing up there into turn 1. Car was getting a little tight on him, it looked like, kind of sliding all around with the front end. And they're looking like a handful. And you could see that top lane as once those 2 cars that were leading it dropped down, it took all the momentum away. But the 44 is going up there to try and make something work here on lap number 10. So he's going to try and lead the outside back. They'd fallen back Now here they are back up to the 4th car on the inside, so going for 4th there, and we'll see if they can get up there. They're gonna have to just fall back in line, and just prepare for pit stops coming up.
Got a little iffy there with Vikarski pushing through the tri-oval. Ooh, almost bumper grabbed him. Hold on there. We get back in line. Keith Bynum lets him in. Yeah, I'm surprised that Brian's trying to make this move at this point in the run. It is late in the run to be trying this. But, hey, maybe he's going to try and go an extra lap. Could have just been half throttling it, being deep in that bottom lane. So he may have some extra fuel in that car and could try to go an extra lap. He drops back down. But the benefit, kind of as you were saying, of if you end up pitting with maybe just another car or two, you tend to be able to be a little more aggressive coming on the pit road. If you're pitting with like everybody, like the big pack, then at that point you got to worry about everyone else's braking zones and not getting into them. It gets pretty chaotic, so you tend to be a little more cautious and hit the brakes just a little bit earlier. So we'll see if that'll play into it. And everybody's on the bottom now, and it is lap 12, so I think we may see our first round this time. We'll see if anyone can maybe try to push it to 13 or maybe even 14. I have seen them go that far. It's just a matter of who might.
Well, the further you can push it...
Apparently everybody.
The further you can push it, actually, the better it is for you. You might be able to cut a pit stop out, depending how far you can go. So if you go 14, then maybe you only do 2, right? If you do 13, you're on that border of like you're 1 lap short pretty much. You could probably do that, right? You could probably save a lap at some point in one of the runs. So I would say, if they need fuel, pit stops will start this time. If not, then it might just be a 2-stopper here.
That's a good point. Yeah, and that'll keep everyone bunched up a little bit more, having less pit stops. Let's see what the call is going to be this time. Here we go. Yeah, we got a good few takers here. Pretty much the majority of the field. Randy was going to be the first in. He's got contact from the 26, but they all somehow hold on to it. That's about that's about as synchronized and as clean as you could get for having, boy, what's that, like 10 cars? At least 8 or 9 coming down the pit road there.
About 9. I think 3 stayed out. Yeah. Eric and Greg stayed out. So did Tim Anderson. They went around another lap.
So we'll see how that will affect those two, and if they will benefit from that or maybe be hurt by that as far as track position goes. As here we come off of pit lane here. Bobby Farrell's actually going to jump the 21. Rest of there out of the 7. They're both going to have a pretty decent gap over everyone else. Although, of course, if they all form up, they'll run them down no problem. Pretty much clean all around. Mike Mangialardi might be a little sketchy on if he's going to be able to hold on to the draft or not.
I was watching that second pack. Eric was very conservative entering pit road. He was the leader coming off turn 4. Greg and Tim easily went by him entering pit road, so they just had a more efficient pit entry. And I think Tim actually overshot his pit a little bit, had to back up. So we'll see if that cost him any. But we'll see where these 3 come out now as the pack comes around and where they're going. Oh, boy. Well, that was a little strange.
Was that a love tap? What was that?
That was a level tap.
A love. Touche.
Sorry.
No, that was perfect. Yeah, let's see. So yeah, Greg. He's gonna get freight trained here by quite a few guys. So it looks like we're gonna have a top 5 that are all gonna be right with each other. And then a gap back to 2 more guys, that being Doug Hulick and Graham McDonald. Pat McCarsky, there's Greg. Mike Mangialardi will be with him. And yeah, I think Eric had something go wrong. That either, I don't know, yeah, something was definitely up there. We didn't exactly have a good viewpoint of it from GB1, but I don't know. I'd be curious if he didn't get into his stall properly and they weren't quite fueling him or what the deal was. But I did end up seeing him take tires, which generally you actually don't want to do that, because that'll cost you at least a second, even if you're taking a full load of fuel.
Way to pass for the lead. Keith Bynum went around the outside, hung the 7 out to dry. Basically, 3 guys went up there. The 26, or I think it was actually the 21, was in behind the 7 and got around him as well. Don't leave the bottom open, Keith. That was very close. Now, the question for these 5 and everyone that pitted first is they came in end of lap 13. So we know they can go 13 laps. If you do that 3 times, that gets you to 39. So you're missing a lap at some point in there. Can they save a lap during this run or the final run to be able to make it on fuel with just 1 more pit stop? We know that probably Greg and Eric and Tim can. The question is about the others, and you also have this 5-car pack behind that's trying to chase them down, running the middle lane and actually running a little bit faster. They're running about 3 miles an hour faster. Keith is out here running around 194, 195. These guys are already up to 197, 198. Entering into the trials. So they are running faster, Andrew. They can run them down on pure pace, and let's see if that keeps up, or if this group is maybe just saving their fuel right now, trying to get a lap further than what they did on the first run.
It's impressive to see all these guys link up like this, but I think they all knew, hey, this is what we got to do, and we got to try to run them down, and boy, did they. They gained about 4/10 that lap. Doug Hewlick ran his personal best, being pushed, and oh my goodness, look at that link that they've got going. And again, that's just the prowess of super speedway racing. That you can always say, like, oh, super speedway racing, it's all luck. It's really just comes down to luck. Sure, luck probably plays a bigger part in it than it would at most tracks, but you still gotta know how to push. You still gotta know how to play the lines, and I'll tell you what, these guys know how to push, as they are gaining another 4/10 that lap. Gap is currently about 3 seconds. As soon as Doug Hewlick gets to within a second of Bobby Farrell, he will start to sniff that draft, and then they will close right up like it's nothing. Yeah, look at the speed difference.
I tell you, that's a few feet closer than I want to be to the car in front of me. But I mean, it's what you gotta do, right? I mean, this is super speedway racing. You gotta know how to do this. You gotta know how to push without spinning the guy in front of you, or getting him loose, getting him up the track. So, like you mentioned, there are people that say, super speedway racing is just a bunch of luck, and maybe in real life it has become like that. But in something like this, you need to know what to do out here and when to do it and how to do it. And this second group is doing a great job of it. Doug's doing a good job, leading everyone around. Graham's doing a great job as the second car line. He's been on the 23's bumper all the way down these straights, lets off by just a little bit in the corners to make sure it doesn't spin him, then gets relinked on the next straightaway. This is an art right here, what these 5 are doing, running down the first 5. This is just outstanding stuff, and really all 5 of them just doing a superb job, doing everything they need to do to make this as efficient of laps as possible, because we're only it goes fast. We're only about 6-7 laps from the next pit window.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and of course that is no discredit to this front pack either. They're just, I think, by running the bottom lane, I think what they should do is probably move up, because I feel like they would be able to link up a little bit better. The handling is just not quite there on that inside lane. I feel like they'll be better off if they go up there, which it looks like Keith might be thinking about doing. Or Brian Lovell's saying, you know what, screw this, I'll do it myself. Oh, this'll...
That's gonna help.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
A lot.
It's on now.
Yeah, they're gonna have a massive run if it stays like this, which I don't think it is. I think now Brian's saying enough is enough. Let's get going. I have to wonder though if some of them were saving fuel too, just running around down there in the bottom lane, just taking the shortest distance, going a little bit slower, just trying to save just that little bit of fuel. We don't know what they're doing in there, but that's just something I could guess. That 26 is going to really help the second pack as well, because now he's giving them a draft, and they're over 200 miles an hour now.
Oh, they're there now.
They're there, yeah.
They are there, and we'll see what they're going to do with this run. Look at 203 miles an hour from Doug Hewlick.
He ran a 45-1 the last lap, and that's not. This lap's gonna be much faster than that.
This lap is gonna be way faster. Oh man, I wish I could see what the average speed would be here.
I know. Yeah, I could do the math for you. It'll take a little bit back.
Ooh, if he doesn't get turned there, he's going to be in the 44.6. Oh, man. Unreal stuff. That is awesome. Actually, okay, here's a fun fact is the lap Eric level. Doug Hulick and Graham McDonald both ran the same lap time to within 1,000th. We were going 3 wide here at Daytona. Oh, the spin out! You'd find him as, Joe, your mic completely just peaked right there, but, oh, that's Keith to the inside wall. And the rear end is killed. No caution.
Brian's pitting.
I wonder if that's the server penalty. He might be thinking, you know what, I may have done that.
And he may very well have. He could have just, trying to leave room there when you're in a scenario like that and just got a little too close to Keith, unfortunately.
But, oh, man, from leading, just spinning out. And now Doug Hulick to the point. But as you said, 2 or 3 laps, maybe 4 at most. We'll be at pit stops. But either way, it's going to be a bummer there for the 63, who started last, got to first, and may end up last after all. Actually, the 44 ended up retiring. Probably figuring, you know what, that just killed my race too, with serving a penalty.
Yeah, just like I'm out of it now, pretty much.
This may go caution free, so. Oh, goodness, if Doug Hulick doesn't do that.
So I did the math for you. I did the math for you. Doug's lap, that 44.638, was a 201.6 mile per hour lap. Average.
Ooh. Yeah, that is huge. That's impressive. As you said, and as we were just alluding to, it is an art being able to push like that, and they mastered it. They've got themselves 1-2 now, both himself and McDonald. Pat McCarskey taking a peek there, not gonna take it. Good look at the pace car there. That was lovely.
Gotta love the pace car. Parks in the worst spot.
Yeah, no. And how about that? The 23 and the 24 are now tied for the fastest lap of the race to the 1,000th of a second.
That's how you know they were pushing well, huh? Is that both of them were running that fast?
They both went perfect. Only got 15 laps to go in this race. When does that pit stop happen? If you pit now, you're not going to be likely to make it. It looks like these guys are going to have to, though. Hulick, McCarskey, yeah, he's coming in a little hot there. McDonald, Randy Waugh, Bobby Farrell, and recently lapped Tim Anderson also in. Ooh, so, that's gonna be as Larry Mack said it, that's gonna be borderline, guys.
Yeah, so they'll have to go 14 laps here. That's we saw, Greg has gone 14 now, a little bit. It'll be interesting, right? It'll be interesting to see if they can do it. Now, Greg, when he comes in, he'll cross 13 to go, so he'll only have to go 13 laps on fuel.
Actually, he's only got to go 12. He is staying out again.
Well, he has Eric with him to help.
He does.
For this lap, but now, Elisor will only have to go 13 laps. So, I mean, this could be a fun little strategy match to see who has done this right, who has done the most efficient way possible.
This is going to be really interesting. Same will go for Mangialardi. But will this hurt Greg if everybody does make it on fuel? Because now, yeah, sure, he's still got Eric with him. But their speed's
still slower.
Yeah, he's still going to be down on speed. So he may not maintain the lead draft with this.
Yeah, and that's a huge risk. You would have to think Eric's going to maybe come in with him to try and at least help him out in that regard and see if Greg can do a masterful job here. He's obviously entering into a clean pit road, so he can be as aggressive as he wanted. That was about as perfect as you could do it, it looked like. Now he has to be good getting into his stall and getting out. If he can do that well, maybe he can hang on to the back of the draft and then just go all out there for that final run, knowing he only has to go 12 laps. So be fascinating to see.
Pull her into pit lane there. Looks like it was clean. Kind of checking out here. Oh, look out. Keith Bynum, he kept it on the bottom.
Yeah, that was. I thought he was going to stay high, and I think everyone else thought that too until the last second.
They got 5 cars. Graham McDonald, Bobby Farrell. Credit to Bobby. He's been doing a great job of keeping it up here. Ooh, don't push the 24 there.
Wow.
Ooh. That was dodgy. But you get back. I keep doing that. I need to stop making that pun. But you got Pat McCarskey up here as well as they're going to go by Greg. Doug Hewlett, Randy Waz also up here, and Billy Ellisor, I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to that up there. He's drafting off of Keith Bynum, and he's going to maybe try and draft with Greg here. Looks like that is what he's going to do. And then maybe if they are able to get some sniff off of the 63, maybe, but I think with 5 cars staying single file like this, I don't foresee them being able to hold on.
Yeah, I think the only hope that they have now is that these are. Ooh, well, if they get racing like this, that's a hope that they have. I was going to say.
Oh boy.
My first thought was going to be if, because these 5 were ones that came down with 14 to go, is that if they had to save any little bit, that maybe that would help them. This is helping them though. These guys kind of slicing and dicing. We'll have to see if those 3, the lap car included, can catch up. But it looks like it's a simple split out there of the 7, and everyone will get back down single file. So, you know, it wasn't the worst for them. Now the next thing will be, will they have to save any fuel at all? Will that slow their lap times down any? And can those 3 behind find a way to close in, as we now only have 10 laps to go?
10 to go, and Graham McDonald is running the lower lane. Shorter way around, so you will save just a skosh of fuel that way, even if you're holding it flat out. Those 3 have officially closed now, even if Keith Bynum still maybe have a little bit of lingering damage. Sure looks like he fixed most of it after heading to the inside wall, but no caution as a result of that. And yeah, Greg Lovell, you know that he can go flat out here. Billy Ellisor, I can't remember which lap he pitted on. I think he pitted on the same lap as pretty much everyone up here as Randy Waugh jumps to the outside. He's going to put Keith in the wall.
Oh my gosh.
Keith is not having a fun one in this one. He's already looking forward to race 2.
Yeah.
Tough night for the 63, and it just got a little more sketchy there, but Randy's going to go back to the outside. He must be feeling good about his fuel situation, if he's willing to make these moves. Greg is not going to go with him.
If I remember about Ellisor, is that he came in, he was the intermediate lap, so he was 13 to go, I think. So I would say he's good. Pitting with 13
that's right.
to go.
Yeah, it was Ellisor and Mangialardi that pitted that lap.
Yep.
Now I remember.
Yep.
Never happened to Mangialardi. Okay, yeah, he fell back, so he's now drafting with some lap cars, so he's 8th. So we've got 7 cars in it with a chance at this win here in race number 1 of the night. Here at Daytona, it has been green flag the entire way so far, albeit a little bit of chaos here and there, and it's still been a thriller of a race here despite the smaller field. But Randy's still trying. Oop, Doug gonna peek out there with him. And Greg's with him now as well. Ellisor staying to the bottom for now. 7 laps to go, and even though it's only 7 cars, and oh yep, they both react. Are McCarskey and McDonald. You always just get that sense that powder keg is starting to get a little hot.
Yes, it is. I can feel the heat from up here in the booth.
So they went from the bottom to the middle lane. So now where do you go? Where do you go if you're Greg? Where do you go if you're Greg? Where do you go if you're Bobby Farrell? Randy Waugh, even Doug Hewlett. Where do you go? Do you want the inside lane where it's going to be the shorter way around, or do you try to force it up next to the wall? I have seen both strategies work in the past. Just a matter of who does it and when. There's 6 laps to go, so still got some time to try to calculate it here.
I have to wonder, is the 23 building that gap on purpose? Is Heulick just trying to see what kind of run he can generate here? If he gets the 21 to his bumper, has a little bit of a gap to the 97. There's that push. He's not going to take it. 21 is, though. Here we go. They're going to jump out. So now you have 3 or 4 on the bottom and 3 up top. So this is going to be a fascinating to watch him. Graham's going to block. Here we go. Now we're going to have people trying to control both lanes at the front.
But you also have to wonder, was Doug Heulick leaving that gap to save fuel? Fuel is still a question mark for at least 5 of these guys, I think. Doug and, Greg and Billy, no, they are good. As we have 5 laps to go here. Everybody else, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll wait for the last lap, I guess.
We'll see who has enough in the tank. Top 4 have now pulled away as everyone on back there gets themselves sorted out. Big shove from the 21 to the 24. That Mopar machine leading this thing at the moment. But the Alabama machine in second there got a little dodgy, almost bumper grabbing. Well, that's the last thing you want to see. That's pretty much what happened to Keith Bynum, I believe. It caused him to go around. Doug Heulick looks to the outside of Bobby Farrell, trying to get something going on the outside. He's got a good pusher in McCarsky with him. Oh yeah, he's got a bit of a run here. Let's see if anyone takes it or goes with him.
Someone's got to block it. I mean,
I
if he
feel
gets
like
up
it.
there, someone has to jump up with him.
And as soon as they do, total momentum shift. I'm calling it right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, that could be the turning point. So we'll have to see. They're coming back to 3 to go.
There's Greg thinking about it.
They're all thinking about it.
Randy's trying.
Oh, no.
That's going to be Doug somehow saving it.
Oh,
And
look at Donald. Oh.
McCarsky gets right there with him. Greg is to the outside of the 24. But no one helping him yet. But Doug's going to get up to him here in a hurry. 3 laps to go, and it's about as even as you can get. Doug's going to say, no you don't.
Wow, he just left him. Oh, no.
3 wide. I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's the momentum shift you're talking about, but it's not the way I was thinking it was going to happen.
No, because that's going to give the bottom everything with that move. And yeah, now they're all clear. Billy Elliser is back up to 3rd, and Bobby Farrell's looking up now. Only 2 laps to go, and this is Superspeedway racing at its finest. Trying to find the run where you can take it. But at the same time, you got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. I think Doug Heulick may have been a little bit too bold there with that move, because it's like, yeah, gain track position as much as you can, but he just gave the inside lane all the momentum in the world. White
here we
flag.
come. It's not over.
Not over at all. What's Randy going to do here? Will they make it to the checkered on fuel? We will find out in 2.5 miles. Graham McDonald holds on to the lead so far. But he's been leading pretty much this entire time. Will he make it? There's a bumper hook there. 97 has to save it. And he does. He will fall out of the lead draft. Randy was staying committed to the 24. It looks like that may remain the case. And he is going to push that 24 to the checkered flag here. And Graham McDonald wins the first race of 2 this evening. And it comes at Daytona.
What a race. That was a good one right there.
That was sweet. And you know what? I think he just ran out.
He may have. I think he may have. Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh my goodness, he had it.
He could be coasting there.
He had it to the number.
Well,
So everybody pulls it
he
down there.
calculated that perfectly. If that's the case, if he ran out basically exiting the tri-oval, you could not have done that math any better if you were Graham McDonald.
Yeah, we'll just bring it to a stop here. He doesn't have enough fuel to do a burnout or anything. Oh, that's funny. But Graham McDonald with the win of the first race of the evening. He will get it just ahead of Randy Wow, who clearly was staying committed to him and did a great job of pushing there and keeping in it with a chance. He will finish second. Greg Lovell third. A great finish there for the points leader. Billy Elliser, Doug Hewlick, Bobby Farrell, and a great save by Pat McCarskey, albeit he will finish in seventh. Last car that was pretty much part of that lead draft. Mike Mangialardi, Tim Anderson, Keith Bynum, Eric Lovell, Brian Lovell will end out the field for this first race of two. Yeah, Joe, we ain't done yet. We still got another race to go here.
I mean, if it's anything like this one, I there's no problem with that, in my opinion.
It's Dega, baby. It's gonna be Primetime Superspeedway, which again, really gorgeous track, honestly. And yeah, just wait till you see it. As what I'm just doing right now is I'm looking for the replay of what happened to Keith. Oh, well, not gonna be able to see it. That's okay.
Our replay monitors just shut down.
That's all right. If they gotta get the server reset here for race number 2. In the meantime, let's see if we can at least get a quick word with each of our top 3 finishers in that race. We're gonna get Greg Lovell down here first.
User was moved to your channel.
We got Greg Lovell down here against his will, but you know, Greg, get a copy.
Yeah, what's going on, buddy?
Just checking in with you after podium finish here tonight. Great finish, especially considering the fact that you're the points leader coming into this. I'm sure to should still keep you in a pretty decent position, although Graham's going to be really close to you with that win. If not, maybe you would take the points lead. I don't know. I'd have to look at the system, but regardless, though, a great finish there and a great race among all 7 of you guys there at the end. I will ask, were any of them saying that they were iffy on fuel? I know you were probably good.
I was actually 2 laps good
Oh
on
man, that,
fuel. Graham ran out right after he crossed the line, so they was close.
yeah, he did have it right on the number. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't think they was going to have enough to make it because most of the time you could only make it on 13. You could only make 13 laps, but I guess it depends on how you save your fuel them that first and second run because it does average it out.
Probably
The
even the
game
line that you're running.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah. The game averages out your fuel.
So, hey, still was able to get yourself up there for a third place finish. I guess I'll just ask you real quick, racing with those guys there in the top 7. Just talk me through. How was it feeling up there?
Hey, I was having fun. I trying to go to the outside and get something going, and they was trying to leave me in the middle, and I wasn't gonna have that, so I went back to the bottom behind Bobby Farrell and stayed behind him, and he was going to go high. I was going to go high with him, but I was afraid them other guys was going to try to go outside of us. So I stayed on the bottom. I
Stuck
didn't
with
know
it.
what to do, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's just super speedway racing when you get right down to it.
Yeah.
Still a great job though. I'll turn it over to Joe real quick. If Joe has any questions or anything for Greg.
What's up, Joe?
Hey man, good race. That first pit stop looked like there was some contact on pit road leaving. Talk us through that because I don't know, just looked a little weird from our perspective.
Oh no, Eric was out of gas, and he didn't get to pull all the way up to his sign.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh.
I clipped him to knock him up to his sign.
That's what,
I thought something looked weird when Eric lost so much time out on pit road. That'll explain it.
Yeah. He ran out of gas coming down pit road, and he was in his stall, but he wasn't up to the flagpole or to his pole close enough for it to service him.
so
So
he couldn't blip it to bump it forward. Oh, that's
no,
funny.
no. So I went up to her and sideswiped him and knocked him up a little bit.
Well,
Too
there you
good.
go. now I have my answer.
If we were curious on that one, obviously, you guys only got so much time here before race 2, so we'll let you have the floor for any closing thoughts, and then we'll get you back up there for this next race.
That's my son, man. I gotta help him, you know. I mean, I gotta help him if I can. But no, it's been pretty fun. Like, thank you guys for broadcasting. Now, I know there's not a full field tonight, but I believe I believe it'll change after a little while. But I thank you guys for coming over here and doing the race for us, and I'd like to thank Randy Wall for paying for it. I'd like to thank Graham for setting up the series and Keith for having the league open. You know, every league open keeps the game going. You know,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
that's what keeps it going, man. And if this game ever goes away, I'll retire from sim racing. I'm not paying thousands of dollars to race.
Eh,
I'm not doing it, man.
I,
I refuse.
I feel you, man. But yeah, we all love this game still. That's what's keeping it going, and I love it. Great job on that first race. Best of luck heading up into number 2.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Right on, man. Greg Lovell,
User was moved out
third
of your
place finisher
channel.
for the first race. We'll get Randy Watt down here real quick. He finished second
User was moved to your
in
channel.
race 1 there, and there is driver number 21. Randy, do you copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Just trying to get a quick word with the top 3 finishers there from the first race. It seemed like once you got up to Graham there, you stayed pretty committed to him there. Was that the game plan all along?
Yeah, I was going to stay behind him. I could have tried to go around last lap, but I afraid nobody'd go with me and I'd get dumped anyway. But I was glad to help out Graham.
And all in all, I know that fuel was a bit of a question mark for everybody. No, Graham ran out pretty much right at the stripe. But it seemed like everyone else was able to make it all in all, even when we weren't quite sure. I don't know. Did you have to save much fuel there on that final run?
I think running behind Graham helped me save enough because I ran out on the backstretch after the race.
Oh, you did too. Oh man.
Yeah.
But, and that roll tide machine getting up to second there for the first race. So nicely done there. Again, we'll try to keep it fairly brief since we got race 2 coming up here, but I'll turn it over to Joe if you got anything for Randy.
There was some crazy racing out there, especially early on. Were you shocked at all at how aggressive the mood was out there, even early in the race?
Well, not really, because when we have a sprint races, everybody's pretty aggressive, and since we don't have a large field, I think everybody's a little more aggressive than normal. I know I was. I normally don't race that aggressive, but yeah, it was a lot of fun though. Um, I just hate that everybody didn't have a chance to win at the end.
Yeah, it's like as competitors, you you love having a smaller field to have to race against or worry about, but at the same time, just from like a sportsmanship standpoint, yeah, the more the merrier. So I definitely get where you're coming from there. But hey, race 2 coming up here, so I won't hold you up here too long. But of course, we'll let you have the floor for any closing thoughts before race number 2 here.
All right, I thank you guys for putting this on, and a shout out to my son Corey. Corey, we got a second. We got an interview, so he'll be listening to it tomorrow. But he loves watching these races, and he loves hearing his name called. So I try to call his name as much as I can. And y'all are welcome to also if you want. So anyway, let's go to the second race and see what happens.
Let's see what happens. And yep, I did remember that. I think once he took the lead during the first run, I made sure to give him a little shout out there too. So I always appreciate everybody watching. And yeah, Corey, hope you're enjoying the show so far. Randy, hope you're having fun so far still too, and hopefully the good runs continue here in about 5 minutes or so.
Will do, man. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and hopefully I'll talk to you again at the end of the other race.
Hey, hopefully so, man. Best of luck. Go get them.
Thanks.
User was moved out of your channel.
And you're on with the P2. And as you said, you're pretty content staying behind Graham McDonald there and getting him the race win. Speaking of which,
User was moved to your channel.
there is Graham McDonald, the head of this whole deal. Graham, do you copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Nice win, my man. I know Randy was pretty committed to you there, but all in all, though, holy schmoly, you didn't have a few hundred feet left of fuel there before you crossed the start finish line. You had to have been biting your nails there quite a bit coming to that checkered flag.
Yeah, I was sputtering coming to the line. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not.
Did you? I know you were lean pretty much that entire final run, but was there any way that you were able to save any fuel?
I can't save fuel running up front, or they'll run you over.
Hey, totally fair. Just to, I guess, keep pinned to the bottom the best you can do.
Yeah.
But and just otherwise as well. Despite the smaller field, as Randy was kind of saying, it let you be a little more aggressive with the racing because you wouldn't fall quite as far back. That seemed to be the case for you as well. You felt a little more confident making some more bold moves.
Yeah, it wasn't as crowded. You can make some more moves, and smaller field, you can expect not to have cautions.
Yeah, caution free. Even though it just one deal there with Keith, but otherwise, pretty cool and clean to see. But all of you guys put on a great show there, no matter what. Again, won't hold you guys up here too much, but we'll turn it over to Joe. You got anything for our race winner?
I believe it was the second run of the race. I think you were pushing Doug. You guys had a lap. I did the math. Average of over 201 miles an hour on the lap. What was that like? It looked from up here a master class of drafting. Just everything went perfectly for you guys in that second pack.
Yeah, we had to catch that first pack and then hope they didn't jump up in front of us when we were trying to get by them. A couple of them tried to there. I think that's when Keith got punted off the track.
That happens sometimes with these super speedway races, but hey, we still got another one to go here. So hopefully we'll get to talk to you again afterward. But regardless, though, you know how it goes. Whenever we get you up here, we let you have the floor for any closing remarks, shout outs, whatever you want, my man. We'll let you have it, especially after getting a well-earned race win there.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out. Couldn't do this without you. And I hope the second race is just as good as the first one.
Hey, we'll be watching closely. Best of luck in it. And hopefully we'll get to talk to you again at the conclusion.
Okay. Thank you.
Go get him, man.
User left your channel.
Hope he already left. So Graham McDonald with the race win in race number 1. Now we are on to Primetime Superspeedway. Again, the modded Talladega. Very similar in terms of the bottom lane being a little pushy, not quite wanting to hold the bottom as well as you would in the middle or the top. As we kick it ahead to happy hour, and starting on pole this time will be Keith. Ooh, maybe some redemption after going from last to first to toward the back again. We'll see what he can do from up there. Eric Lovell starting in a familiar position. Do believe that he started second in the last race. Billy Ellis are third, so great qualifying effort there for Billy, and a great finish for him in the first race as well, finishing as far up as he did. So hopefully that will convert in this one as well. But again, with the smaller field, Really with any size field as a super speedway, qualifying is mostly irrelevant, especially with a field like this. You can start from literally anywhere and find yourself up there, as Keith showed earlier. Joe, I will also ask you this much. Do you think that we could expect anything different given the wider nature of this particular track?
I think it's going to be mostly the same just because of the car count. Maybe if there were more cars, you could see some different stuff. But I think overall, it's going to be a pretty similar race. But I have no issue with that because the last race was pretty spectacular from my seat. So I'm looking forward to another enjoyable, fun, and I'm hoping another clean race. I know we had the one accident that didn't trigger a caution, so technically it wasn't all that completely clean. But I would say it was clean enough for a super speedway race.
Oh yeah, it's about as anytime you go a 40-lap super speedway race, no matter the field size, and you go caution free, you done something right. And we'll see what happens with this one. Excuse me. But I guess just while we're running out happy hour here, I will take the opportunity to send a thank you to Blaine Donlon over at TarnationTV for picking up the races for this league that I was not able to do about a month ago, back in September. He picked up both the one when I was attending Maple Grove Raceway, and then of course when I was in Kentucky for Louder Than Life. I am not ever going to shut up about that festival. That is one of the most amazing, most exhilarating experiences of my life. Both of those days. Holy cow. I don't think it really came through in the vlog all that well, just how much that meant to me. And I think it just means more to me every single day. Joe might not know what I'm talking about, but hopefully so. But regardless, thank you to Blaine for picking it up when I was not able to. I always combine all of my hyperfixations, and now it has turned into the fact that I run a Sleep Token sponsored car in one particular series that I race in. And I'm probably going to get their logo tattooed on my arm. Yes, their music means that much to me. I don't care how much you judge me. No one probably knows what the heck I'm talking about or cares. I'm just saying it anyway. Anyways, Joe, how are you?
I'm great, man. We got to watch a darn good race. I'm excited. I'm amped up, and it's 10 something. It's 10 p.m. exactly.
It's
on the
10 p.m. on the nose here on the East Coast.
Yeah, and I'm wide awake, man.
As Brian Lovell intentionally blows his engine and gets spun out.
That's a fun one to do.
Oh, grip flip. Although, I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but Joe, from one Pennsylvanian to another.
Yeah.
Wawa or Sheets?
Oh, boy. I will take whatever is available. If I'm driving down the highway and there's a Wawa, I'll go to a Wawa. If I'm driving down the highway and there's a Sheets, I'll go to a Sheets. I don't really have.
You didn't say rudder, so I'm happy about that.
I don't have a preference, man. It's if it's there, I'll go do it. I'll say there's more Sheets around me, right? I mean, I don't know where the nearest Wawa to me is. So maybe I'm more inclined to say Sheets just because it's more local, but I will stop at a Wawa if I have to. So I'm not really in a. I don't have a preference. I don't have an opinion on that, I guess I should say. They're both good. I will say, last month had Sheets chicken nuggets for the first time. Super good. You wouldn't expect it, but they're very good.
I have 3 words of why I love Sheets. Boom boom sauce. Yes, that's what it's called. Yeah. But I love it.
Yeah.
Genuinely, after I finish a meal and I still have any of the sauce left in the cup, I will just go ahead and just do the old finger lick out of there.
Finger licking good?
Yeah.
That's a different.
That is actually finger licking good. KFC is good, yeah. but it ain't got nothing on the boom boom sauce. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, KFC's all right. You know.
This is the
You know.
nonsense that happens between races.
Yep. Exactly.
That's why I love having. This is why I'm glad I brought Joe in here, because I had a feeling this would happen, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, just some back and forth nonsense as we do anything to kill the time.
Hey, we only got a few more seconds to kill here before these guys are going to be putting on another incredible show. And yeah, like I said, Talladega again. We're still sticking to the 3 times frequency, 38 laps for this race, and moderate damage, of course, also remaining. This track looks absolutely awesome.
Drivers, to your cars.
And we are gridding up once again. Second time tonight. We'll see who's going to benefit this time around. Get this pulled up here. And there we go. To anyone wondering, I definitely lean sheets, although Wawa is pretty decent. Although I rarely have anything from them. Good buddy Alex, it's all for the Wawa, hence the Wawa Cup Series that he does. Although, let's be real, if Buc-ee's finds its way up to Pennsylvania, which I feel like they will eventually, I feel like both of them will end up becoming irrelevant.
I guess. Yeah. Let's not speak that to existence, though.
I mean, no, but I just feel like Buc-ee's is such a it's become a cultural phenomenon. It's insane.
It's like an icon. Like yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
It's so every time I get to talk about this, because I will find myself actually getting invested in it, and then I go, we're talking about gas station food.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it's literally a gas station. Like, yeah, it's a gigantic inside that is basically like a convenience store, but it is still a gas station.
Yeah, it's a truck stop essentially. It's a rest stop, and it's turned into a cultural phenomenon. The same goes for the Sheetz Wawa debate. They're both rest stops.
Stations.
Yeah, they're both gas stations that you can get food from. It's like, all right, cool. Why the hype?
It's America, baby.
America.
Yeah. Truck stops and gas stations.
That's what gets us excited, and this is one regard that I find myself falling right into it. I get invested, and it's fun. Oh man, this race is going to be a lot of fun too. I hope everyone's having fun with me and Joe's nonsense here.
Yeah, maybe we should get back to cars on the track.
I think so, as we are going to be coming to the green flag here. Once the pace car pulls down, 38 laps, 20% as it was with the first race. Pit window. I mean, yep, we saw it was about 13 or 14 the last race. I think this time it'll be about the 12 to 13. So again, that makes it awfully close. As far as the pit window goes, it's going to be a matter of what you can do. His car is in, and for the second time tonight, we are coming to the green flag. Keith Bynum, Eric Lovell leading them this time around, and here we go for the second time tonight. Our night number 5 of the season, we are green. Oh, Keith.
Well,
wow.
he got wrecked out in the first one, so he had to get some aggression out, I guess, at the start. I can be an aggressive racer too.
Wow. Yeah, I usually like to at least make it to that flyby before I say anything, but ooh.
Yeah, that I was grimacing. I was like, do I push my button to talk or not?
That was dodgy. Eric Lovell definitely gave him some grace there, but Keith gonna jump up to that high side and we'll lead this first lap. And unlike the first race, the inside lane not going to be superior, although Eric's going to say, no, you don't. Bobby Farrell does not go with him, though. So Eric's going to lose momentum here very quickly unless Billy Elliser gets up to him in a hurry. And if he doesn't get doored, these guys I don't think are too thrilled with each other at the moment.
They know it's lap 2, right? And not 32?
I would hope so. That may have been a little bit of a, hey, you cut me off, I'm going to show you that wasn't cool.
I guess, yeah. But look at that. Only 3 cars on the bottom now. Oh my gosh, they're getting a little... it's a little sketchy out there right now. But everyone's saying right now they want to be in the middle, which is looking like, oh, well, here we go.
Oh, here we go. The Big Stone Gap guys, Greg Lovell, Tim Anderson, are going to head down there, and Brian goes with them, and now this could be the momentum shift. And you got all 4 of the Big Stone Gap guys all lined up there on the bottom.
And you get all of them down there together, then that will change things a little bit. So,
but now the top's forming, though.
Yep, exactly.
Shove is going to come from Mangialardi to Farrell, from Farrell to Bynum. Bynum a little unsteady. But yeah, now it's going to be a case of low line versus grip. Who's going to have the advantage? I think really that just comes down to who's the better pusher. Boy, Doug Hewling is not afraid to go anywhere.
Gosh, they are all over the place on both lanes. And, you would expect it maybe on the bottom because it's tighter around and you're trying to put more wheel into it. But even the outside's a little bit sketchy right now. This is some crazy stuff. Has me, I'm kind of grimacing up here every time they come off a corner and down the stretch. And everyone's kind of moving around back and forth. You can see it right there. 3rd car on the outside lane. That momentum, though, as you mentioned, the higher grip in that middle lane, it just pushed. It carried them all the way down the straightaway. Now the 88 will get the run through the middle of the corner because it's less distance. But on exit, the 7 is all up on the 63. Should be able to push Keith way out there. And I think the 7 will get clear as well. Maybe Greg has it into the trial field, still down to the inside.
Yeah, I think the backstretch is going to be where you're really going to see that outside lane come to life. But I think with regard to all the movement that we're seeing, some of that could even just be something as simple as the tracks, albeit they are both super speedways, there's always going to be those very, very subtle, tiny differences with how they handle, with how the setups handle. It is fixed setup in both races. Every little tweak that is different about the setup or the grip layout or even the track layout, every little input that you give to the wheel at these speeds is just that little bit amplified. So I'm sure that these guys are just trying to re-feel it out after getting so used to driving Daytona.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point to bring up there, is that, they look the same. Oh my gosh. The 7 and the 33, that was like an inch between them right there. That was so close through the trial. But yeah, they may look the same on the outside and really kind of from above. But when you're out there in the racetrack, it is anything but the same. So yeah, that's a great point. Now we're trying a 3rd lane. Here we go.
Oh, this could work.
My gosh, yeah, here we go. They had great momentum, great forward momentum when that was happening. So you can see they've already gotten up alongside the 3rd lane, and they're still coming on that outside. And you know what? It's Graham and Doug again. The 2 guys that went 201.6 miles an hour. We know they can help each other out, do some great pushing. That's 7, man. Oh my gosh. Now, if they get to the outside of him, then he's going to be middle 3. That car's going to be handling even worse then, because you have to keep it from the outside lane too.
There is no worse place to be than in the middle of a 3-wide situation, because you've got no bailout. You can't get out of it, but you can't get a run. There's nothing you can do. Like right now, Mike Mangialardi, although now he's going to get clear. But man, when they were in that situation, Mangialardi in the 29 was just in the worst possible position. But even with that 3 wide, these top 2 remain stagnant. Greg Lovell was able to get up here, and now he's got the push from the 33, who he pushes up a little bit. But the momentum's going to come back to Keith Bynum here, and they are remaining well true to himself. And you know what, I think Billy Elliser might be in the best position right now, just watching all this unfold.
I would like to be back there too if I were racing. You guys, do your thing. I'll be back here, maybe saving some fuel, just kind of riding around, doing my own thing, catching a little bit of draft up top, then back down low, and all these guys, the 4 lanes up here that have been gridlocked basically since lap 2, pretty much. Now here we go. Now we got, oh man,
Angelardi going up there. Oh, that's not going to be a good place to get the run there for McDonald's, but they're going to check up, and now they've got more cars. My frame rate's taking a. Oh, that's
Tim
not going to work.
Anderson. Oh boy. Yeah, so their momentum got broken because of when the 29 jumped up there. Now they're getting it back with the more cars, and here we go. Now it's, the middle's dying out now. No one wants to be in the middle of 3 wide, so people are abandoning that, kind of jumping ship, and it's allowed now the bottom to get. So Greg, Tim, Brian, they're all moving away on that inside, and yeah, the middle now is Keith is falling back with Bobby. They are in a bad spot. They're going to have to get down in line.
Yep, Keith is going to do so. He's going to get in front of Eric. And Mangialardi now is actually, he's kind of come down to no man's land there. But hey, we keep mentioning how quick these runs go with the 3x pit frequency. Well, guess what? We're coming to lap 10. It's going to be coming up here pretty quick. This is going to be an almighty shove there to Randy Waugh, but it's going to help them out there on the outside. But yeah, how long do you keep it up there? Knowing that pit stops are coming up very shortly. Eric is saying no one's going to get in my way. He is getting everyone out of his lane.
Something else, too, different from this race. Greg is out here leading, and he's leading laps, and he's led a lane the whole time. We saw last time he was the guy who went furthest on fuel, but when he did that, he was back in the pack, getting draft, being able to lift. So I'll be interested now when we get around to pit stops. Is Greg going to have to pit with everyone else? Are they even in a position where they maybe need to save some fuel? Is that 33, man? He is all over the place. I would be a little bit scared getting next to him, but I think that's just how aggressive he's being with the pushing. It'll be interesting. Are they in a position to where they do need to save fuel? As you mentioned, if it's like 11, 12, 13 laps, right? 13 is that cutoff of being able to do it on 2 stops. If you have to do 12, you might have to save. So it will be interesting now to see Greg compared to last race where he was back in the pack kind of saving every run. Now he's been out front this whole first run. So does he have to pit earlier, or is that not even a problem in this race?
Something with how he drives it, not really sure. We'll have to find out. I'll be interested to see if Billy Ellisor can maybe pull what Greg did the first time around, because I'm sure he hasn't really caught up to this pack only because he's probably been off the throttle. Again, just letting it play out in front of him. And now everybody's to the bottom, and it's lap 12. So I think this may be where we're going to see the majority come in. And then we'll see some stragglers stay out. It's just going to be a matter of who it is.
There's some calls for pit stops in the chat. So here we go. We're going to have some people come down on lap 12, which is, once again, that's not a 2-stop territory at the moment. You need to go further than that. So here we go. It's split.
Yeah, pretty even split there. I'm actually quite surprised, as everyone's going to come down nice and cleanly here. A couple lockups, but nothing major. Actually, pretty impressed that it's pretty much a dead split. You got
7 and 5, right?
Yeah, looks like it. Graham McDonald, Doug Hewlick, Pat McCarskey, Randy Roy, Mike Mangialardi, all trying to go an extra lap here, and that will benefit them massively.
Looks like Greg Lovell was taking left side tires on his pit stop.
Billy Ellisor was really conservative on both his pit entry as well as coming into his stall, so don't know if he's going to maintain the draft or not. Take a look at this pack coming in now. And they can be pretty aggressive here. They're pretty spread out, a little wider pit entry as well. Another benefit of Talladega.
So now those 5, they have an advantage there. They've gotten a 13-lap run out of the way. If they can do one more of those, then they'll be in a good spot to then just have to do a 12-lap run to the checkered flag. Whereas these others now, they're going to have to find a lap or so here and there to make it on just one more stop. They pitted on lap 12. They'll have to find a way to get those 26 laps to the end on just one more stop. They can do 13 and 13. They might have to save.
Yeah, and I'll also mention this to you. Wouldn't it be so much better since the second pack came down a lap later? Isn't it so much more reassuring when you're able to get that long run out of the way early instead of needing to worry about it later?
Exactly. It's maybe not necessarily just better overall. It's just just mentally
psychological, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. So like, hey, if I need to go 13 laps again, I know I did it the first time. I can do it again. These guys out here that are now flying by, they're saying, how do we get that extra lap? Because we didn't, right? And we're out here leading. How can we do it when we're leading? And it's a fascinating chess game. And you can see the pack is now split up. So you have those front 5, then the next 3. These 3 all came down a lap later, so they have 1 lap more fuel, and then you have the next pack of 4. So we've kind of got 3 packs here, but this main pack came in on lap 12, and they do not have much of a buffer over the 3 guys behind that came in 1 lap later.
Yep, true on that. I think these 3 are closing in, and yet I think they're already getting the draft there. So, boy, Grant McDonald may be 2 for 2 on fastest laps tonight.
And Doug.
Yeah, Doug's there too. But you talk about these front 5 needing to think about it. Someone that's going to be hardcore thinking about is Brian. He is leading this pack, and I bet you that's why he's running the bottom. He knows that that's going to kill his momentum, but you will save fuel that way. So that's probably why he's relented and said, you know what, I'll take it. I'm going to save fuel and try and make it here. And yeah, now we're going side by side. As Keith Bynum decides, you know what, I'm going to try for the top here. McDonald's going to say, no, you don't. He's going to get put into the wall for his efforts.
That, you know what? Out of all the things that could have happened from that was probably the best case scenario.
I would agree, and Keith was very close.
Keith was getting spun again.
Yeah, that was close to deja vu. Ooh, man. Lucky escape there for all those guys, but credit to them for holding on. Man, we're already halfway. Or, no, we're 3 laps from halfway.
We're close enough.
I can't count.
You know what? It's late in the night. Math we already did one math thing on this broadcast. The rest of the math can. The whole night's technically been about math with fuel strategy.
Yeah, although with you calculating that average speed, I think you outmath both of us combined.
I mean, a lot of my college was math, so I would hope I can do at least some sort of math like that. I do have a minor in mathematics for a reason, I guess.
Oh, okay. then yeah. I think I've got the right man for the job here. Holy good, Joe! I've missed you having here in the booth, man.
Yeah, I've had a great time tonight. If you can't tell,
I'm glad. Because so am I. This is so awesome. I love having a lot of different guys up here in the booth. So I always say to that's Crash.
Oh,
McDonald and Wah.
I think that was a push gone wrong.
Yeah, it was. And that's a yellow.
For sure, yeah.
Yep, caution out. Pace car is coming out. And that will be both those guys. At least their competitive race is over. What a hit that Graham took.
Yeah, that was straight dead right into the outside wall. So go from winning the first one to not gonna be able to be around, as you mentioned, competitively for the end of the second one of the night.
Yeah, it's 0-0 for the 24, unfortunately, as they take 20 laps to go and they take the caution flag. Brian Lovell leading. We'll take a look at what happened to the 24 and the 21. that 24. When you get damage looking like that on moderate, you know that it's
you've hit
pretty
something
bad.
pretty hard.
Yeah, bump. I bet he also bounced off the 63. My goodness.
Yeah, and that's one of those things we were mentioning in that first race during that second run when the 24 was pushing the 23 so well. We were talking about how you have to do it perfectly, otherwise you could easily turn the guy in front of you. That's exactly what happened. It looked like every other push that we've seen, but it was into the corner, which was the issue.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, obviously, yeah, no intention there, but hey, super speedway racing, you're pushing as much as you can. It don't take much.
No, yeah, especially entering a corner like that. That is probably the worst spot, right? The car is starting to load up, but it's kind of a weird scenario where it's still kind of flat, starting to load into the banking, as everyone is pitting now to get themselves in a better position.
20 laps to go, so they will need to pit again.
Yeah, but this splits it up a lot better now to where you don't really have to worry about saving any. You could go hard now.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, if we go, if by the time we go green, we'll probably be 18-ish laps to go.
Yeah, we'll be crossing 19 leaving pit road, so probably be, 18, 17 or so.
The only other question mark that would come up at that point then is, will that get these guys into potential can and a half territory?
now there's another thing, yeah, shortening up that pit stop. Yeah.
Because
So
even that half can, you are easily saving like 3 whole seconds.
It's seconds. It's not just tenths of seconds. It is full seconds. So yeah, that's a good point to bring up. Is that watch out, everyone, get their brakes right.
There. Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. Of course, in racing, seconds are like hours when you get right down to it.
Exactly that. Yeah.
You save an entire second. That's massive. I mean, heck, you see what Formula One teams do to gain hundreds of a second per lap.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Even in NASCAR now.
Yep.
Right? You think about real life superspeedway racing, how much you save fuel now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Except, these guys have not been doing anything like that. They've been pretty aggressive all throughout. But I'll also be interested if, I don't know if it would make that big of a difference if anyone towards the back would decide to come down this time just to be like, hey, one more lap, maybe, if it's borderline.
Yeah.
I would do it if I was at the back. Why not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, get yourself that extra bit. Heck, it even looks like maybe the front runners may do that.
Maybe, or is it a fake? Is it a dummy?
And nope. Don't feel like fakes, but both the levels, or at least 2 of them, are gonna, all 3 of them, they're gonna go for it. As is, I believe that's, Tim Anderson. I'm almost wondering, what the 24 might have left. 21 also definitely took a hit there too, so he may be a little worse for wear as well. I think the lights are still on here. Keith Bynum back to the lead. Kulik, Mike Mangialardi, Pat McCursky, Bobby Farrell. Top 5 cars, and they did not opt to take the top off strategy. Now you notice that both Greg Lovell, Brian Lovell, instantly thrown in the clutch.
Yep, saving fuel, save what you can.
They are absolutely going for that can and a half strategy. No doubt about it. Maybe even a single can. I think on 3X that's pushing it, but hey, every half can that you can get that thing down is absolutely huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And We'll just have to see what their plan is. I don't know what a can and a half will get. You know, if you assume that 2 cans is the full 12 laps, then a can and a half is about 8 laps.
Mm-hmm.
1 can would then be about 5 laps. So, yeah, and with the lights still on, right, we're going to go around another lap. Maybe these guys come down and top off at the front now.
Yeah.
And then
Does everybody top off? It's like, hey, everybody gets to pit all over again.
it's looking like we're going to have another kind of mix here. Keith's going to...
Are you sure about it being a mix?
You know, the 7 at first was looking like he was maybe going to be bold. But yeah, everyone's deciding that we're going to top off again. So, hey,
Oh my gosh.
This could be a good, you know, this could have been a good play for like Keith and them with the lights not going out, is that they might inherit track position and still be able to top off with the same amount of fuel as everyone else. Because I don't know if the rest can jump them.
You know, you're absolutely right. Actually, when you get right down to it, I mean, yeah, they're gonna
Yeah, there
come
goes
off
Keith
pit road
already.
just a little faster. Ooh, a little tough exit
Wow.
there for Bobby Farrell. How about Farrell is actually gonna
Wow.
get second place? Keith Bynum.
Oh, Eric stayed out.
Yeah, we do have one single straggler, and that is Eric Lovell. But again, that's not going to be a significant difference, especially since we're under caution still.
So they'll take the green this time. It'll be 16 laps to go. If you assume, you know, 12 is the safe number, I think, right? I think if you go full out, you could probably go 12 laps. So they'll have 4 to go. That's getting into, like, can you do a can or even half a can, I think, territory.
I think you're right. And I think that's what these guys are thinking. Yeah, that's the thing. I personally rarely do races on 3X.
Yeah.
So I really couldn't tell you. Obviously, these guys have now been doing it for weeks. They know what's up. So they're going to know a little better as far as what the strategy would look like. Eric is clutching a lot. So
I bet they all are.
Yeah, you know that he's trying to at least get... sorry, again, yeah, 10:30. It's been a week.
10:30, and we're talking about math.
Yeah, we're trying to strategize and compute numbers at 10:30 at night. I'm tired, but it is worth it. Getting to see these guys put on a great show, and yeah, both these races have been absolutely fantastic. Still got all cars on the track and on the lead lap, but we'll see what the 21 is able to do. I think the 24 is going to be struggling here, but here we go. Coming back to the green flag after our first caution of the whole night.
That was an interesting restart. Eric didn't really get going probably like he wanted to. Keith really took off. And I think Eric had a bump from behind that maybe caused him to spin the tires a little bit, maybe kind of just pushed at the wrong time. Now he gets the run back. And you can already see the 24 is struggling for pace, and the 21 as well. He's kind of just pulled out of the way, and he's going to let the 2 to his outside go by.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the 21. Yeah, he's struggling, so definitely a wounded race car there. And Graham McDonald not able to get above 171 miles an hour, which single car speed, that's at least 10 miles an hour off the pace.
Yeah, and then you get these guys in the pack, and you are over 20 miles an hour off the pace. So, yeah, as mentioned, just unfortunate with that crash happening, bringing out this first caution of the night.
Bobby!
It might not be the last caution of the night.
I think that's what he's hoping for, try and gain points. I mean, obviously he gained a ton thanks to the win, but... Oh, that's a bump! Oof. Eric Lovell getting squirrely there off the bumper of the 7. But evidently paid off. He's clear. Coming to lap 25 of 38. when do you make that pit strategy call?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you run it dry? Do you short pit it?
Yeah, that's a great point. Do you go all the way, or do you like split it in half?
You
Oof.
definitely don't want to pit early, like
No,
super
not
duper
like
early.
early. Yeah.
Yeah, like right as the fuel window opens. I feel like that would put you in a very compromising position if anything were to happen. Oh man, look at the shove that Bynum's getting from Mangialardi. How about Mike Mangialardi? We really didn't see too much of him in the first race. And he is looking very strong here in this one. And right now doing a great job of pushing that 63. The inside still holding strong though, at least for the time being. Bobby Farrell trying to push Eric Lovell, although he got Greg in there as well. And again, he knows a thing or two about Superspeedway racing, man. How many of these races has he done between both here and previous leagues? I remember first ever racing him back in the Insomniac Racing Club days, which, man, me and Joe over here complaining about how late 10:30 is. The race over at Insomniac Racing Club started at 11. Started at 11.
Started at 11. Yeah. And here we are, years later. It's 10:30.
10:30. Oh my god, I can't math.
Yeah, I can't think straight.
We're old. I say that and I have no right to say that, but Keith Bynum looking really, really strong here. That outside starting to prevail. Mangialardi and Brian Lovell are going to get clear here on the outside. Billy Ellis are making some headway here. Is going to get up to 4th place and also clear. And yep, they're kind of running. They're straddling that line there where that grip is. So you're kind of cutting some distance down, yet you're still getting the benefit of that grip. I think that's not a bad place to be if you're Keith Bynum and trying to kind of pick a solid line that you can stick with that will keep you steady for getting pushed. Because, pushing is obviously an art in of itself. But in order to get pushed as hard as you need to in order to make up ground, you've got to keep a pretty wheel. You've got to keep it steady, which I will be 1,000% honest is easier said than done when you're the leader.
Yeah.
And any little twitch that you make at the wrong time could result in disaster. So credit to Keith and all those guys up there on the outside as Billy's going to try the bottom. No help for him though, and coming to 10 laps to go, and pit strategy is once again at the forefront.
Just in a different way this time. Now we're wondering how many cans everyone's going to be taking on the pit stop, who can shorten up their stop as much as possible. And I think now with 10 to go, everyone's saying let's maybe calm it down, let's ride it out. Everyone's trying to get to their fuel number, whatever it may be. He'll make that final pit stop with, we would assume, probably about 4 laps to go, if I had to guess. 4 laps to go, and then it might be a whole calamity to see who can merge into the pack in the best possible way, and how they merge together, and who has the run when they merge together. And that's all assuming that we actually get to that point without a caution flag coming out.
That is absolutely true. As they're already closing in on Graham McDonald in a hurry here. It's a 30-mile-an-hour difference.
It's a good thing this is an online race, not an offline race.
Yeah.
He could have ruined this race if it was an offline race by just holding one lane and the AI not going around. But
the AI checking up just for him. Yeah. Although then again, his name is also not Kevin LePage, so we don't have to worry about that.
That is true. He did a great job. He held it up to the top side and everyone went low. That's how it's supposed to work, I think.
Oh man, coming to 8 laps to go now. Now here's the thing. I know you said that we could probably go to about 4 to go. But these laps are clicking down in a hurry.
Yes, they are.
I bet you that a lot of these guys that kind of are in cahoots, or are quote-unquote teammates, or are proper teammates, are probably on whispers going, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? When's it going to be the right time?
Exactly. Yeah, there's going to be some.
I think it's going to be very scattered, as there goes Doug Hewlett to the bottom, and he's going to get some help, maybe?
Maybe not. I don't know. They're thinking about it.
Eric
Yes.
goes low. And Bobby Farrell goes with them. Doug Hewlett leading that inside lane. Keith Bynum does not block it, and we are going to go side by side for the race lead once again. And it is 3v3, so that's about as even as you can get. At least for the time being, Greg Lovell is a little further back. I say further back, I mean a car length. It's wild to say it at most tracks, but hey, that's Talladega for you. Oh man, he's really falling back. He's lost a car length. Ooh.
Wow, I did not think there was a lane to get into for the 44, but there was just big enough of a hole in front of Greg to get down in line, and now that really shifts the momentum to the bottom lane now. The bottom has all but 2 cars, and I was thinking that maybe it was going to be some people were thinking about starting to pit, but they'll stay on their lap, come around to 6 to go, and now we've got to be getting into the point of drivers starting to say, all right, what do we want to do, guys? When do we want to pit? You know, do we want to short it and try to do it that way? Do we want to go as far as we can? I think this could be the lap possibly where stuff starts to shift around in terms of strategy.
As they are catching the 21 as well. Oh, yeah, that's another. Yeah, how about 1-2 in the first race? Crash in this one and are now well off the pace.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
That's just everyone says beautiful irony. Well, that's not really beautiful.
Oh, here we go.
That's just torturous. As here we go.
Oh boy.
That's everybody,
Eric
pretty much.
Going long. I can't.
Ooh.
He was the one that didn't even top off, and he's going long.
He's going long, as is Billy Ellis. I see him up there, and that's it. It's just those two, and now they don't even have the draft with each other, so that might actually hurt them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't even know if they'll be able to take less fuel than everyone else. So, like, they're going to have to hope that they could take less fuel than everyone else for them to have any sort of strategy.
That's their only hope, yeah.
This. Greg
and Brian coming out side by side there. Tim Anderson with them. They all gain a good bit there. Oh, as Doug Hewlett just about kicks out the back end.
Trying to get up to speed. And the top 2 are in.
Yeah, they got to be aggressive, and they've got to take as little fuel as they can. On 3X, I am not liking the half can at this point.
I think it's borderline. Maybe you try it. Maybe I don't know, though.
That might be their only chance.
Oh,
that doesn't help with the 80.
No, that takes him out. That takes him out for sure. And
I think you're right.
I think they're both out.
No, they're at least going to have each other in the draft.
Oh, but the 44 is already by. 44 led the lap. That's how far ahead they're going to be. He beat them to the line.
44, 88, and 33 all by themselves. Bobby Farrell's all by his lonesome.
3-car race.
So yeah, it looks like it's just going to be 3.
Which those 3 had a very efficient pit road. They were great getting to the line, great getting into their box, great getting out. I mean, the 088 was like sideways coming to get side by side with the 44 leaving. So these 3 did a masterful job on pit road. And unless some crazy stuff happens, which I would hope doesn't, because as you mentioned, these guys are all kind of in the same group. So let's hope that they play nice with each other. They got 1, 2, 3 locked up. The question is, what order is that 1, 2, 3 going to be in?
Yeah. How aggressive are they going to be here? Because we know that. Oh, but how about like that? Are you serious?
Are you kidding me?
That just ended the race.
Well, can Tim Anderson make it back around?
And Tim Anderson, yeah, he's the leader. Doug Hewlett's got a head of steam. Is he going to catch him?
I think he might be too far back.
Lovell brothers crash each other out with 3 laps to go. Tim Anderson will lead them to 2 laps to go and the yellow flag.
Well, you know what I said about
You
hey,
had
one,
to
two,
say
one,
it,
two,
didn't
three,
you?
locked up. Don't do anything crazy, guys.
Oh, I've had some pretty darn good commentating jinxes in my time. Joe, I think you may have just taken the cake.
Yeah, that was I don't even know what happened there.
I'm bewildered. I don't know either.
It's just like looking at it live, it almost seemed like Greg washed up off of 2 and was like, I didn't want to do that, trying to get back down the line, and he was just completely up alongside his brother. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, that's my only guess. Let's see. Yep, there he washes up, he gets down, and yep. Oh my gosh, yeah, he had such a run that when he came back down, he was alongside him. You're absolutely right.
I just can't believe that. And how close it was to taking Tim with them.
Yeah, I thought Tim was in that. I thought that would have been Doug Hewlett winning it. But wow, I that's NR and that's super speedway racing. You push up, you try to get back in line, and he kind of in a way he kind of did a Brian Vickers.
When I went back to go look at it the first time, I was thinking, oh, maybe Tim did a Brian Vickers, right? Maybe he somehow bumped Greg into Brian. But then I looked back and I was like, well, it was actually Greg that did the Brian Vickers, except he, it was like if Jimmy Johnson did it to himself against Dale Jr.
Yeah. It's like if oh man, the slow-mo here. And yeah, Tim is all but in that. He actually got a hit there from the 44.
Yeah, his hit in the door. And
he saved it.
Yeah, if that hit in the door was any further forward or backwards, I think he's spinning one way or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he's hit further back, he's spinning to the outside wall. If it's further forward, he might be, wrecked up to the inside wall or something. The fact that it was kind of in the middle of the door where he got hit, as middle as it could be, probably saved him from being actually fully involved in that crash.
I think you're absolutely right, and that's what's going to win him this race. As we are on the white flag lap with a
It'll be interesting to get his view
car here.
of what he saw.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the very first question that I'll be asking him. Wow. I hate it for both Greg and Brian. I know that those two, two brothers getting into each other there, and that was just Greg getting high, coming back down in line, and he wasn't clear.
It's making me sick, and I'm not even in the family.
I know those two. They're probably already looking at each other going, yeah, man, sorry about that. Ah, well,
yeah.
On to next week.
Well, Tim's trying to take the license plate off the pace car.
Yeah, he's done a pretty good job of that. I feel like maybe Greg might owe it to Brian just to push him to the win next week.
It might be. Yeah, there might be might have to be some, some favors or dinner or something.
All right, yeah, dinner or something. Oh man,
maybe both.
what a wild couple of races that we got to see here, both in very different ways. Graham McDonald wins the first race, gets involved in a massive crash. This race, after being pretty much a non-factor toward the end of the first race, Tim Anderson will win the second race of the evening in the 33. A beautiful blue Fast Pro Shop machine. I'm going to circle it back around here. See if we're going to get a burn down, Polish victory lap.
Watch out for the camera guy on the racetrack.
Oh, he's gonna. Gives us a good donut there through the grass. I'm sure he's probably also thinking in his head, what the heck?
Yeah, he's probably as bewildered as we are. Maybe even more, I would say.
Yeah, I think everybody right now is going, oh my goodness.
Did that really just happen? Oh, yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. Tim Anderson, Doug Hewlett, Bobby Farrell, your top three. After all is said and done, Keith Bynum and Billy Elliser will finish in the top five. Props to all those guys. Eric level 6, Pat McCarskey, Mike Mangialardi. And then, Brian and Greg, 9th, 10th. And Randy Wall, Graham McDonald. They finished the race. They finished a lap down, but they saw it through, and they got her done.
Yep, they did all they could. Just that they were hoping for more to fall out. Never happened, but gotta give kudos for just gutsying it out and getting to the end of it.
Yeah, getting those points. But oh boy, what a way to end it! What a way to end it. Let's go ahead and get our top three in here. We'll start with Bobby Farrell.
User was moved to your channel.
And it's Bobby. Do you copy?
I got you loud and clear.
Nice third place, man. I'll ask you first this about your race. You were up there pretty much the entire time. You were doing a good job of pushing. But pretty much being the pusher at a lot of points in both of these races. Kind of give us an idea of from your perspective, trying to manage that and just pushing the guy in front of you as best as you can. Because again, that was a lot of what we were seeing from you tonight.
Yeah, well, I try and do that for most of the race, at least. I figured if I got a chance to stay behind somebody and, save a little fuel at the same time, and then try and get to the end and then start making some moves. But in either race today, we just didn't get that chance to make the move. So we're kind of stuck being a pusher there. But it's all good. Still came out with a couple of good finishes tonight.
Oh yeah, man. I can't complain with the getting you up to third place there. It's pretty awesome. I guess. Oh darn it! I did have something else in mind, and now it just completely escaped my mind. Man.
Things like that happen.
Joe, do you have anything for Bobby?
I'll fill in. And when you came off turn 2 on the final green flag lap, and you saw 2 of the top 3 spinning, and the third one was a little bit slower, what was going through your mind there?
I was hoping we'd have enough time to catch them, but unfortunately they were just a little too far ahead. I think those top 3 there took a half a can, and the rest of us might have taken a can of gas on that last stop. So they got just enough ahead where the 2 wrecked and left him out there by himself, but he still had enough distance on us. We couldn't catch him there at the end.
And I just remembered what I was going to ask. Before the first caution came out, were you going to be committing to the two-step strategy, kind of like in the first race?
I don't know if I commit to any strategy, to be honest with you. I just crew chief says you need gas, and I'm like, okay, well, here we come. So, it's kind of all up to him what he decides to do, and I just follow his lead and hope it works out for the best.
You don't question that, crew chief. But hey, man, great running tonight, and a couple of pretty good runs for you. And that 7 was up there for quite a bit. So really well done. Congrats on third there, even if it was thanks to some trouble up ahead. But still, man, you ran a fantastic couple of races. Before we let you go, man, anytime that we get someone in the booth here, we always let them have the floor for any closing remarks, shout outs, whatever you want. The floor is yours.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll take a good finish anytime I can get them. Should be a good points night for us. Unfortunately, and a lot of guys weren't here tonight, so should help us in the points. And I gotta thank, as always, my good friend of mine, Jamie Baker, who paints these rides for me. And sometimes tonight I look good on track, sometimes I don't, but he always makes me look good with these paint schemes.
That is a beautiful number 7, and hoping and looking forward to seeing that thing out on track as we continue out on the season now that we're back in action for Saturday nights. And best of luck heading into next week. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you again really soon.
Thank you. That's the plan. I'll be here next week and hopefully a top 3. If not, a little bit further up on the podium there.
Yeah. But best of luck, and we'll see you next week, my friend. Great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
User was moved out of your channel.
I'll be fair with the P3. Next up will be the PPG machine.
User was moved
and
to your
that is
channel.
Doug Hulick, number 23. The runner-up for tonight. Doug, do you copy? Doug Hulick.
He's as speechless as we were about the finish.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. We'll let Doug return then.
User was moved out of your
But
channel.
I think first things first, let's get
User was moved to
let's
your
get
channel.
this guy in here while we wait for Doug to return. Tim Anderson, the race winner in quite the dramatic fashion. Tim, do you copy?
Yeah, I got a copy on you, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty darn good. I am quite excited after what we just saw. My jaw's on the floor, if anything. But ultimately, you were the beneficiary, and you held on to it even after the 44 spun back down and hit you in the door. Talk to me about what you saw in front of you and what was going through your mind as the 088 and the 44 collide.
Well, it was coming out of 3 and 4, I think, and the 088, he slid up the track a little bit, and I guess he thought he was clear of the 44 and came back down and bumper hooked him and sent them both into the wall. And I was like, well, here we go. And I thought I was going to be part of it. I hate winning a race under caution, but I guess a win's a win.
Yeah, a win's a win. And I mean, one of you three were going to win that race because it sounds like you guys were able to take that half can, whereas other guys had to go a little bit more. I'll ask you from a strategy perspective. Were you able to get that half can in there, and that was going to make it to the end for you?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I was just going to stay behind Greg and Brian and just push Greg, and Greg was going to push Brian to the win. So, I mean, we done had it planned out what we was going to do, but that didn't happen.
It was just going to kind of remain that 1, 2, 3 there, but yeah, hey, if racing happens, then sometimes that's just how it goes down. So can't really fault them too much, but still, that was pretty nuts. I'll turn it over to Joe, and you got anything for our race winner?
Was there any thought going down the backstretch after that contact? You got a little slow because of it. Was there any thought that maybe Doug and them from behind could possibly catch up before you got back to the caution flag?
Yeah, I was worried about that. I was like, oh no, I was like, they're going to catch me, because it was just us three, and all the momentum was gone after that. So yeah, I was worried that they were going to catch me and just freight train me.
Thankfully, you had a big enough gap that you were able to hold on to it, and ultimately get yourself a W. Still a deserved W. You were running a great race all night. So well done to you there. And after a pretty quiet first race, it's cool to see you get the win here in the second one. So awesome stuff. I will let you have the floor for any closing remarks, shout outs, whatever you want, my man. We always let the top 3 do this. So the floor is yours, my man.
All right, man. Just want to give a shout out to my teammates out there, Brian and Eric and Greg and Danny Lovell. All them guys. They got me back in here racing. They're my family, and Big Stone Gap Racing, and we just try to come in here every week and pull some wins out for somebody.
You got yourself a win for the Big Step. Big Step. Wow. Big Stone Gap guys. Despite the circumstances, but still, like I said, man, it came down to you three. You're right up there. You deserve every last bit of that win. So enjoy it. Congrats, and hopefully you can keep this going next week, and hopefully we can talk to you again.
Yeah, I hope so. Hey, I appreciate what you guys are doing too, by the way, man. Appreciate that a bunch.
Hey, it's our pleasure, man. It's been a lot of fun tonight, and thank you for being a part of it.
All right. Y'all have a good night, man. Thank you.
Same to you, Tim.
User was moved out of your channel.
Race winner, Tim Anderson. We'll try Doug Hewlick one more time here, see if we can get a hold of him, and then wrap it up here.
User was moved to your channel.
Doug Hewlick, do you copy, my friend? He's still speechless.
I think he passed out.
It is almost 11, so.
Yeah, I think he saw what happened. He was like, I need to go to bed, man.
If anything, he's probably like, man, I'm exhausted. I gotta go get a drink. But
User was moved out of your channel.
I can't blame him. Hey, I'm pooped. I'm exhausted. But holy schmoly, was that a lot of fun. The small fields did not disappoint in either of these races. Daytona was very competitive, and this one had a lot of exciting moments. And then ultimately, it came down to teammates colliding. And as much as I don't want to rag on that too much, because I know that Greg and Brian are probably feeling pretty bad about that. That's just racing. It's a game of inches. It's a game of millimeters when you get right down to it, especially at this level, at this type of racing. So one little slip up like that, you try to correct it, and next thing you know, you're just out of position. That kind of thing happens. As exciting as it is from a viewing standpoint, you also just you got to look at that and go, man, that's rough, and you don't want to see that kind of thing happen. But hey, all in all, though, it still that does not take anything away from the quality of drivers that those guys are, and we will see that on full display next week for sure. We saw that on full display tonight. Let's be real. But those guys are going to stay 1, 2, 3 there to the end. So I guess it did add a little excitement when you get right down to it. Before we wrap things up, though, Joe, I will say thank you once again, dude. Holy crap, this was awesome having you back up here. I will get your closing thoughts on what we got to see tonight.
Yeah, really two very exciting, fun races, but two different ones in ways, right? Daytona pretty clean. You had that slight strategy of, having to go a lap further or not, and, a car basically running out at the checkered flag to make it to the checkered flag on fuel. And then you had this one, right? The second one of the night, a little bit more chaotic. You had those caution flags. You had obviously the wreck at the end that you mentioned between the brothers. And even had some that same fuel concerns, except this time it was, could I take half a can or a full can on that last stop? And obviously those top three, they took the half a can. They were in position, as you heard, to finish 1, 2, 3 like they were, and things happened. But overall, just a very, very fun and entertaining two races. It was even with that smaller field, and I think in ways the smaller field helped make it a little bit more entertaining. As you heard, that some drivers said, well, if we make a move and it doesn't work out, we only lose 5 positions instead of losing 15. So that kind of plays into it as well, and allows people to be a little bit more aggressive without worrying about track position in that way.
And I think that definitely played a part in it as well. So appreciate all these guys at Primetime and them bringing me on board for this. Of course, again, shout out to Joe Rutt for joining me for this one. Go subscribe to Joe Rutt, followed by 5 zeros. That is his YouTube channel. He does a lot of awesome stuff over there. So go give him some love. Joe, I really, really hope that we get to do this more often. This was such a blast, and always enjoy having some different faces up here in the booth. But it's been too long. I had my OG in here. The very first online broadcast I ever did, TDR. You were here for it, Joe. So thank you for hopping back in here with me.
That's crazy. I would have never thought that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. It was TDR Martinsville. the Blade Node Cup
Yeah,
Series.
I remember that actually. I didn't know that was your first though.
That was the first proper one I ever did. Brandon Hawken and David Day going at it, and yeah, here we are again. What's this? Probably like 5 years later now, and we're doing it on a regular basis. So thank you again to Joe. Of course, if anyone is ever interested in joining the booth, certainly feel free to message me, and we'll try to make it work. I love having different guys up here as often as possible, and kind of bringing the different personalities in and giving everyone a little different taste of kind of the different viewpoint of it. I enjoy it, and I hope everyone else watching enjoys it too. Hope everyone had as much of a kick out of tonight's races as both me and Joe did, because that was so much fun for us both. I'll just stop rambling on here too much. It's getting late here, so thank you to everyone that did tune in. Shout out to both Tim Anderson and Graham McDonald on their race wins. And of course, shout out to Randy Waugh and Corey. You guys keep this train rolling. We'll see you all next week for the next set of races for prime time, and we will see you all tomorrow night for Fast from Las Vegas. Until then, take care.